Hello and welcome. Now today I'm going to be installing an aftermarket transmission cooler to the Pontiac Vibe here, which is an 04, obviously automatic. And this is actually the one I'm using. Pretty sure it's the one out of this box anyway. I got a bunch of them laying around. It's small. I didn't want to go too big because it doesn't really need that much more, but there's a lot of hills and mountains around here, so it does help. Now, that's actually power steering cooler, and I got transmission line. I actually bought transmission line, and obviously a lot of people are going to have problems with this. I sprayed WD-40 on it, and you can slide it on real easy. So that's first step, is I get my hose on here and get my clamps on here, because it's easier to do it now than later, and I'll cut this where I need it. So let's get to work. Now you obviously want to remove your fan shroud to get some more space. And I'm assuming that if you're adding a cooler, you already know how to remove it. If you don't, I do have a video on that, how to remove the fan shroud. Now what I got here is I actually do have a new radiator, and it has these on it, so I was actually able to adjust the angle. I was able to adjust the angle of this one to allow me to run my hose through here. Fair enough. If you have the old stock radiator, then you're going to run this a little bit differently. But same concept applies. Now, since I'm not using the old one, I took my tubing cutter and cut that off in order to use it for a splicer in the line. If I can grab it again. Here. So now my transmission cooler line has a splicer in it for the return line, which the return line is a bottom line. So your hot is usually going into the top, and it cools off as it goes down and returns. So we want to run the transmission cooler from the bottom and out, and then back to the original return line. To clear some space, I'm actually going to put it behind the grill. And there's actually a screw there, which you can see right there. This one was missing. And there's a couple little tabs here that you can kind of push up on and push out. And this 10mm bolt, which we'll remove first. Now those all pop out easy. And this 10mm is out of our way. So we can pull that up and get that out. Because it also does attach right there. Now we have room to install the cooler. Now as far as the cooler goes, I like to make sure that my clamps are facing in a direction that I can easily access and tighten down when need be. Now I'm unplugging the condenser line so I can tuck this back up in there easier. And I'm going to get everything lined up where I want it. Now a lot of these will come with a push-through clip that you'll push through all this, and I don't like it because it can damage the fins. Don't like it, don't like doing it. So one thing you can actually do is you can actually zip tie it if you want somewhere, like a long zip tie, just hold it in place. If you don't have a lot of room. Or you can make a bracket. Because I just don't like using those press-in pieces that they give you. So zip ties hold it in place for now where I want it, or close to it. There we go. As long as it's not hitting anything, we're okay. We don't want it to vibrate and shake too much either. And when it comes to the actual cooler, it don't matter which way it goes in and out because it's going the direction to cool regardless now. So I'm going to run this line down here to that with a clamp, and then if I can quit losing it, the other line is right here now, and we're just going to connect everything. Now a little tip here, if you want to try to help protect these hoses longer, some wire loom does a good trick. You can actually get this wire loom on there, run it over it, and it'll put a buffer between the metal and the transmission lines. To help protect it from anything happening in the future. Of course, also, if there's not a lot of vibration and it doesn't move a lot, well, you ain't really got nothing to worry about. But just in case, we're just putting a little bit on there. Now I've gotten everything tight. I even went ahead and zip tied the two cooler lines together, just keep them from wobbling around too much and keep them from moving around. But yeah, there it is. That's attached. Everything's good. We can tighten these up right where we need them. Just make sure they don't go anywhere. That's it on that part. And now we just simply finish putting it back together. That just pops back into place. And we'll put our screws back and we're done. So really all we got left to do is start up and check the transmission fluid after it's hot, which is pretty easy to do, pretty simple. I didn't really lose anything. I changed the radiator, so I lose a little bit, but not much. You may have to top it off just a hair, but it won't be that bad. I hope this little video proved helpful. As always, thanks for watching.